Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to show you how to do the Mayachideg shrine. This is one of those shrines that's a combat shrine. So they're going to take every one of your pieces of equipment from you, except for the most basic stuff like your powers and your glider, and they're going to expect you to destroy an entire room full of constructs using only the equipment that they give you. So this particular shrine starts out with some basic weapons, and they also allow you to create a little following construct of your own that will track after the nearest target and smash into them. And then they provide you with a little spike wall that will allow them to kind of smush them into the nearest flat surface. Although you might want to be a little bit careful because the constructs are more interested in dealing with you than with the spiked creature that you've just created. So go ahead and destroy the first construct, build yourself a couple of murder Roombas, and then I pointed them into the center of the next room and kind of just let them run. Without you in like vision of the enemies in the next room, they're going to go after your little murder Roombas and not particularly worry about where you are until they actually see you. So go ahead and use these to full effect and use them as a distraction. I'm also going to use the first construct's parts that we just destroyed in order to create some more advanced weapons, and then I'm going to grab the bow and 10 arrows. This is just one of those things where when you properly use these two auto-pathing murder Roombas to your full advantage, they're going to prevent the enemies from really paying that much attention to you until you've already ransacked most of the room. The room itself is just a big pyramid in the center that you can run up some different ramps and engage with. Unfortunately, just like the constructs need to be within a certain range of you in order to aggro on you, the little auto-pathing turrets are going to need to do the same thing. So go ahead and push them all the way into the next room and let them do their thing. They're going to go up that pathway and start causing no end of problems. And then I'm just going to run around like a crazy person, just going after any robot that's off on its own and otherwise distracted. There's a side platform over here that you can get a couple other pieces of equipment for, but I'm going to switch all the way to the back where there is another ramp that I can use to start grabbing things like making myself another shock Roomba. There's a little shock emitter here, and then I can just grab this and bring it with me in order to serve as yet another distraction for the main top of the tower. Wouldn't call him Big Boss Man construct, but he's there to be a sniper construct. So we're just gonna let our little Roomba buddy take care of him because I think it's funny. There's really no other reason for that. He's just, oh, actually this one wasn't a shock emitter. The shock emitter was in the other platform. This one's the beam emitter. So we're gonna let this one just kind of zap everything it wants just because I can and it's funny. We're gonna slap a little blaster attached to it. You might as well just, because these things in these shrines provide you with limitless electricity to power your constructs, you might as well let them all go bonkers and destroy literally everything that they want for no other reason than it's absolutely hilarious. So you can see this one's just going to go after all of this remaining clustered group of constructs, although it does get hung up there on the ledge. It can't get all the way down there, at least not at first. And then it's just going to wiggle back and forth, blasting randomly until all of the different creatures here are destroyed. Now, I will warn you that your constructs themselves can damage you, which they did to me several times, both in my test run where I murdered everything and also in the second one. They nearly beam emitted me to death like twice. But that said, aside from that particular danger, maybe just be careful about using the beam itself. They are way more fun to use than your actual weapons. You can just run around like a chicken with your head cut off and destroy them all willy-nilly. Although I did end up trying to destroy them before the construct did, because as you can see, I was a little bit low on the health department here at the end. So just, again, be careful with which constructs you decide to use, but they are a lot of fun to use to defeat this particular shrine. This is probably one of the easier ones that you could deal with. And then once you're done, you'll be asked to go to the end. There'll be a chest at the end with a spare captain's spear. If you don't have better Lionel weapons by this point in the game, I totally recommend grabbing it. It's really good. And then you can get your reward, and that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everyone, and have a good one.